Hi, everybody. I'm Brittany Lewis, a breaking news reporter here at Forbes. Joining me now is fellow breaking news reporter Anna Fagey. Anna, thanks for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
Of course, just this week, the USDA approved the sale of lab grown chicken. So it sounds crazy, but first, tell us how this chicken is made.
So instead of taking slaughtered meat like we're all used to eating, what these folks are doing is cultivating meat that is grown in steel tanks. So they're taking the cells from the animals, not killing the animals, just taking the cells, and they're using that or a fertilized egg or a special bundle of stored cells. They're using one of those three things to recreate the meat. It takes a little bit of time, but it gives you basically the same texture, the same taste, and whatnot, but you don't have to kill the animal to get that product.
Sounds fascinating since it's coming from an actual live animal. It's not killing it though. Is this actually meat or is it a vegan, vegetarian substitute?
So it is meat. It's not vegan, it's not vegetarian. It's different from some of those alternatives that we're all used to, like Beyond Meat or any of those veggie burgers that we're all eating during the summertime. This is made from meat, this is a meat product, but you don't have to kill the animal in order to get this product.
This is a historic decision for the US, but I am curious, are there any other countries who have legalized this type of meat first?
Yeah, so Singapore was the first country to do this. They made this legal in December of 2020.
I'm wondering what companies are selling this and where, if we want lab grown meat, where are we going?
So right now, there are only two companies that have been approved to sell these products. That happened yesterday when they got USDA approval, and that's Good Meat and Upside Food. Those two companies are the ones that are approved to do this. Right now, they're just going to start at a restaurant level. So they'll be serving this cultivated meat in two different restaurants, one in San Francisco and one in Washington, D.C. And then we'll see where it goes from there.
So right now, if you want this, the hotspots are DC and San Francisco. But at what point are we going to see this being mass manufactured to the point where you're going into the grocery market and if you want this type of meat, you have an option to pick it up with your other groceries?
So it's going to be a while before people can go to the grocery store and pick up this meat just because the production supply does not meet the production demand right now. Upside, one of the two companies that was approved by the USDA yesterday, they have the capability to produce 50,000 pounds of this chicken per year. But Americans eat on average 50 billion pounds of chicken each year. So it's going to take a while for those two numbers to meet one another.
So I'm curious. I know you said one of the benefits was you don't actually have to slaughter the animal to get the meat. So that's a huge benefit there. But what are the other benefits? Why are people advocating for this type of meat?
So the biggest reason, on top of the slaughtering, as you mentioned, is just the climate change effects of the agriculture industry. So about 14.5% of global greenhouse gas emissions come from industrial animal farming, according to the United Nations. So those numbers could potentially go down if we start to see more people eating this kind of cultivated meat. Additionally, the transportation costs for agriculture are quite big in terms of the amount of carbon dioxide and methane that are emitted through the process. So if cultivated meat becomes more popular, we're going to see those numbers hopefully go down as well.
Anna, I'm not going to lie. When I saw your headline of USDA approved this sale of lab grown chicken, that really, A, it caught my eye, but B, I was thinking, what is the response? Because when you hear lab grown chicken, I mean, my mouth isn't really watering. I'm wondering what has been the response of other Americans to this type of meat?
So it's kind of a mixed bag right now. The Associated Press, who actually broke this story, they did a poll asking folks what they thought about this. And about 50% of US adults said they were unlikely to try meat that was grown using cells from animals. Um, Most of those respondents said that their reluctance came from it's sounding weird. That was kind of the answer that they gave. And about half of them said that they just like didn't think it would be safe to eat this type of food.
Well, maybe if they change the name from lab grown to something more appetizing, maybe those numbers will change. Anna Faggy, thank you for joining me.